Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Friday, August 9th, 2019. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Will he or won't he? That's the big question surrounding seven-time Olympia champ Phil Heath right now. As of today, we still haven't seen Phil come out and make a definitive statement about whether or not he's coming back to compete in this year's contest. But with only 6 weeks left to get his act together, my guess would be that the answer is probably no. To be honest, I think him competing this year has a chance to do more harm than good to his legacy. And Phil's a smart guy. He knows this, and I'm sure he's already weighed all the options. So as of right now, I'm guessing that Phil Heath stays retired. It doesn't feel like the right time, but who knows? I've been wrong before. And there's a part of me that would love to see Phil show up and cement his legacy with an 8th Sandow. This should be an awesome year at the Classic Physique Olympia for all sorts of reasons. But for me, one of the coolest storylines headlining the show is the emergence of so many of these young talented guys that we now have in the division. I mean, just last week we saw Johnathan Hambrick and Jordan Plantiko sign their first Olympia contracts. And these two guys are both less than 25 years old. The future of the division is in such great shape right now that it's almost insane when you really think about it. And if one of these two end up being top 6 guys, I think it'll open the floodgates for a whole new wave of talent to come pouring in. And that group of guys could be the ones who end up carrying the torch for the next generation. Sometimes in life you find out things come down to something as simple as timing. And unfortunately, it looks like the clock might have struck midnight on Cedric McMillan's chances to compete on the Olympia stage this year. Since Cedric hasn't won a show in the last 12 months or qualified on points, the odds are that he'll be watching this year's show as a spectator, which kind of sucks a little, to be honest, because Cedric, at his best, is good enough to beat almost anyone in that lineup. If they choose to, the powers that be in the Pro League do have the right to offer him a special invite, but it's hard for me to see that happening. It would, however, make the contest a lot more exciting. But who knows? Maybe it'll light a fire under him so that we get the best Cedric McMillan of all time next year. And man, a 100% Cedric is a scary proposition. For all intents and purposes, what happened at the Tampa Pro is pretty much a done deal. But I do want to touch on a storyline before we roll into the next news cycle. And in case you haven't guessed by the photos already, I want to talk about Logan Franklin. The former men's physique Olympian competed in classic physique at the Tampa Pro. And truth be told, I thought he looked really good. He was big, his conditioning was on point, his legs seemed like they matched up well, and he has an awesome stage presence. But there's always the haters. Personally, I think Logan should do whatever floats his boat. Because at the end of the day, you need to do whatever's going to make you happy. So why not double dip? You only have one life, you might as well live it to the fullest. Throughout history, there have been some timeless combinations. Arnold and Joe, Ben and Jerry, peanut butter and jelly, and now we have Mostafa and Aceto. After the Tampa Pro, word broke that our very own Chris Aceto is actually training rookie star Hassan Mostafa. And if you're a fan of the show, then you guys already know that we've been watching Hassan since his early amateur days. But having someone like Chris in his corner now is exactly what he needs for him to finally get to that, oh my God, I don't believe what I just saw level. He's got that kind of talent. So be on the lookout in 2020 because I have a feeling that we're about to see something special. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo reminding you to always be true to your passions and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.